Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's here in Thailand, everywhere actually, it's December the 5th, but here in Thailand it's also Father's Day. So I was woken this morning quite early by my daughter with a card that she'd made at school, Happy Father's Day, and very nice, very nice. It's quite different to the rest because Father's Day here in Thailand commemorates the birthday of Rama IX, who was the last king, died just a few years ago, today was his birthday, and this is what they call Father's Day. The Queen Nan, Queen what was her name, ma'am? Queen Sirikit. Her birthday celebrates Mother's Day. I don't know off the top of my head when it is. Do you know? No, can't remember. Okay, no problem. So here we are. We're sitting, having a pleasant, quiet day, enjoying the weather. Our daughter, after the Happy Father's Day, she's gone off to see one of her cousins because my wife's sister is down from Surin, which is further north up in Isan, and she's down for the weekend because of Mother's Day. Today's Thursday. We're going to have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So it's a long weekend. So a lot of Thais have taken if they've had the possibility, have taken the opportunity to go home for the 4-day weekend. Absolutely perfect. So it's getting a very busy time here just now. With last weekend being the fireworks that I've already made a video about. They reckon there was 438,000 visitors to Pattaya last weekend. 438,000 I've heard mentioned on the news. That's a lot of people to come down here. And no wonder the city was totally blocked, chock-a-block from one end to the other, and there was no way of getting in and out easily in to see the fireworks. Anyway, now we're moving on to Christmas again. Today's Father's Day, and my daughter's away. But what I want to talk about, can we have some water or something then, please? Sorry. What I wanted to talk about is thinking about how things have changed over the years. You know, my daughter, actually, I feel quite sorry for her because, as most people will know, I'm 75 and got some medical problems. And my daughter, who's 8 years old at school, I think she tells me that sometimes when she tells people her dad is 75 years old, it's met with incredulity. People don't really believe her. And I can understand that, and it is what it is. I'm very proud and very happy to have my daughter. But just for a bit in this video, what I'd like to talk about is how things has changed over the years, you know. When I think when I was at school, when I was young, like take Sandra, my daughter. She goes to a Chinese Thai school here, not only a few hundred yards away from here. It takes about 5 minutes to. Thank you, Danny. It takes about 5 minutes to take her to school in the morning on a motorbike and then bring her back in the afternoon. School hours are very long here. She's got to be down at the school about 7:30 in the morning. The classes start just after 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock's a big thing where they all get out and they congregate and the flags go up and they all sing the national anthem. Every school in Thailand, everywhere in Thailand, and all the offices, etc. 8 o'clock is a time when everybody stands up and listens to the national anthem of Thailand. So it's, if you're coming to Thailand, be aware of it. If you're around at 8 o'clock in the morning someplace official and you see people, like if you go to the immigration, everything stops. 8 o'clock, everything stops. The start of the day with the national anthem. So, what I was actually, thinking about is that, like, Sandra goes to this half Thai, half Chinese school, and it sits in the grounds also of a Chinese graveyard cemetery, where all the graves has got a special shape and they all face in the same direction. So it's a very strong Chinese influence, actually, and there's like a Chinese temple there as well. And the school has expanded rapidly. Sandra went there when she was 4 years old. As I say, she's 8 now, and she's coming up 9. Well, this school it's got different levels, you know. The bottom level, I think it's nearly free for some Thai people, for some Thai children. Parents on low income, and I think they've got 3 grades, and Sandra's in the highest grade. And I think I've mentioned in previous videos, I spend about 60,000 baht a year, which is maybe say about £1,500, maybe nearly $2,000 on her education. Of course, on top of that, there's uniforms and books, etc., and all that adds up. And it's not expensive by any means. There's international schools here that people have got to spend 10 times that to send their children to, and these are all English-speaking, or the majority are English-speaking schools that work to Cambridge curriculums, etc., and they're working towards university entrances in UK, America, whatever. Interestingly enough, also within our village here where we live, we've actually got a French school that are working to a French curriculum, and that's quite a popular. They've got children right from 2 years old up to I think about 16 or 17 going to this French school in the village. It's not a big school, but it is big enough. There's quite a few go there. So that's the education side. But what I was actually wanting to talk about is, you know, when I was young, which is many years ago, and we went to school, it was very, very basic, and of course there was none of this modern technology, no computers, no televisions, nothing like that in the schools. It was purely a teacher with a class full of children, and learning the old-fashioned hard way from the books on the blackboard and homework, etc. Well, it didn't really do much harm, and I saw that all the way through my schooling, right up to I left school. I actually left school and joined the Navy when I was 16, and went into the Navy on an apprentice training scheme. But right up to then, there was no real technology or anything to, like we done technical work, technical drawing, metalwork, woodwork, car mechanics we done, and then I was on a technical type education, not an academic education. They were gearing people up to go to university. We were getting geared up for the local technical markets, for apprenticeships in the coal board, the dockyards, etc. And when I came up to the end of school, I actually took the apprentice exams for the Royal Navy, for the dockyard, the Rosyth dockyard, which is a naval was a Royal Navy dockyard. I took an apprentice exam there. I also took an exam for the coal board, actually, working in the pits. Well, took these exams, and in the end, I passed all 3 exams. But the first to come back with a definite offer was the Royal Dockyard, and they offered me several trades, and I made a big mistake there, because I said, okay, My father, who was in the Navy, was pressing me to take an apprenticeship in the dockyard, and I opted to be a coppersmith, which my father being a shipwright, he told me that was quite a good trade to follow. Well, within 2 or 3 months, I knew that I was not enjoying this at all. And then real disaster hit. I was 3 months into starting in the dock. I'd started in the dockyard as an apprentice coppersmith when I got notification from the Navy that I was also accepted as a naval apprentice, and that was where my heart lay to go and join the Navy. The Cold Board came back. I was offered an apprenticeship with them as well, but the Navy discarded that. But the Navy was where I wanted to go, and there's a little bit of luck there actually, because I think my mother and father. My father was abroad at the time. He was away on an 18-month commission on an aircraft carrier in the Far East, and communication wasn't easy with him. But I think they all realized that all my life I'd wanted to follow my dad into the Navy. And when this offer came through, my mother must have done some severe talking with my dad about I wasn't happy, and I think I was causing a few problems at home as well. And my mother said, you know, if my heart was into joining the Royal Navy, then maybe they should let me go. And the problem was that I just signed my indentures as an apprentice in the dockyard. And once you signed your indentures, you were committed. But my mother made some inquiries, and then I had to go and see she told me, okay, if I really wanted to join the Navy, they would agree to it, and my dad would sign whatever necessary papers were required to let me get into the Navy. A little bit of good luck was that I was in a Royal Naval dockyard in Rosyth, and when I went to them and I said, look, I said, I really want to be released from my indentures because I want to take up an apprenticeship in the Royal Navy, there was no problem. Because the Royal Navy dockyard, Royal Navy, there was no problem, and they agreed almost instantly actually, and that was where I went. I'm rambling on a bit here because I want to, but it's well worth it. Now, I look at my daughter now, Sandra, 8 years old, coming on 9 in April, and she speaks English. Thai is her number 1 language. English is number 2, and she speaks Chinese as well. Because it's a Chinese school, she has to take the 3 languages, and she's doing very well. She's quite proficient in everything actually, in all 3. I remember when I was in. I used to do a lot of work in Hong Kong, and I actually got a little bit proficient with speaking Cantonese, actually, which is different to Mandarin. Mandarin's the main Chinese language, but Cantonese is in that part, the south part of China, down around the Hong Kong area. That's Canton, and Cantonese was the most common language down there. And I actually got quite proficient in the social side of the language, you know, talking socially, the type of words there were nothing too in depth, but enough to get past, and I was quite happy about that. But Chinese is not an easy language to learn, and certainly when you come down to the writing, horrendous. 7,000, I think, characters in the Chinese language, and the average Chinese person knows about 4,000 of these little Chinese characters that you see in the various Chinese signs around. But what I was thinking about this morning is, you know, having the benefits of technology, of the internet, of artificial information, all these things that these people have now to help them in their education. I spent months and months, years probably, wasting my time because we didn't have any of that. So when we were at sea for extended periods, all you'd do is play card games, play dominoes, read books, etc. There was no way of really advancing yourself in any notable way. But now, with the internet, with the people that have got their smartphones and their computers, you can imagine, you know, if you wanted to do a degree in anything, you've got the ability to do all the research and everything on the internet now, and probably work very, very hard at it yourself. My son Alexander, who lives in the UK, he actually self-taught himself up. He left school with his GCEs, whatever level that is, but short of A levels. And then he done his own A level preparation, and took the A levels at the local school, and actually done very, very well. And he actually achieved getting an offer to do a degree at Bristol University, which is a very good university. And he went down there and he came out with a first degree in politics. And then he went on to do journalism. So he done very well using the internet to progress himself. What a wonderful, wonderful thing that is to be able to do that, isn't it? You know, it's to be able to progress and have the technology. You know, I've got my computers here and there, and if you want to know anything, you've only got to sit down and put it and type it into the keyboard, and you'll get a huge amount of information about whatever you want to know. Fantastic, absolutely fantastic. And now I can see why the likes of Sandra, they have the technology, they're supported by technology. She comes home, she's got her own laptop, 9 years old, 8 years old, coming in now. She's got her own laptop. She uses Word and PowerPoint to do her presentations, etc. And it really is quite, I'm quite impressed the way she's developing that way, and I'm very, very fortunate to have such a clever little girl as my daughter at 75 years old. Huh? So that's it. She's away down to play with one of her cousins today. She's spending some time with one of her cousins, and they were going to be discussing PowerPoint presentations, I was told this morning when she went down. So there you go. That's the way it is. That's it. That's what I wanted to say. You know, as I say, she's coming on very, very well at school, and I think her future, if she carries on this way, is very, very good. She should have a very good future. Of course, a lot of children have got a good grasp of this technology now, and it's doing them the world of good. Long may it continue. Long may it continue. And that's really what I wanted to talk about. Technology, children, Father's Day. Great. Wherever you are, have a good Thai Father's Day. Thank you for watching in. See you in my next video. Thumbs up, comments please, appreciated. Bye for now.